The manipulation began outside the interview. The wiping of the sweat from the palms. I have to get somebody willingly to provide information. And every lawyer worth his or her salt is going to say, don't talk to them. And my job is to get them to talk to me. There's no trickery or deceit. Or maybe there will be. I look and I watch for the power dynamic, and then I make the application as appropriate. I don't mean it from a cruel perspective, but it's going to open them up for us to interpret physically, physiologically, if you will, what's going through their minds. People that are gifted or have worked hard at what we're doing, I think, in essence, have learned another language. My name's John McDonald. I'm the director of Threat Ready Incorporated. When we first deal with somebody, we're trying to interpret them. We're trying to fit them inside a little box in our memory, our experience, whether they're male, female, tall, short, maybe from a different culture. That's normal. I'm not going to tell them my background as far as policing or my education, because if I tell them that I have a policing background, I find it intimidates people. I'm dealing with a demographic of around 20 years old, 5 females and males from a college setting of about 13,000 students. These young people are coming from rural settings, city settings, large and small. So it's exciting for me to see how they deal with it. There's commonalities with human behavior in stress, and those that control their stress, everybody has stress, but those who control and manipulate them correctly, I find, have a higher survivability. And I'm trying to tap into that. I'm trying to watch what certain people do well. And I think if I can capture that information and present it to my audiences, I think I'm going to give them something of extreme value. So what we're doing basically is a mini polygraph with the physiological responses. So it's up to us to interpret correctly on our baseline information if we can. My name's John. Okay, subject 1, before any questions have even begun, she's manipulated her hands once, twice, she's done a facial touch, and now she's in the receiving of information position. So I want you to scale your level of comfort. 1 is the least, and 10 is the most uncomfortable. Right now, where would you scale your level of comfortableness?
3 or 4.
Okay, thank you. If you add the numbers of your birth year together, starting with the first number, adding it to the next, what's your total?
25.
21, 17, 20. 22.
What did you have for breakfast this morning? Do you have a valid driver's license? What city or town were you born in? What is your best childhood memory involving a present you received? And how old were you? What do you think should happen to somebody who makes child pornography involving a 4-year-old child?
Whoa.
Can you tell me when you think it's acceptable to lie to somebody? Give me an example.
Appropriate time to lie?
That's a good question.
A lot more gesticulation with the hands, no, as far as her story and her interpretation of her response.
You really shouldn't lie to somebody,
But I guess maybe if you're...
Interesting, when she gave her response on the lying, she's nodding no the whole time. I just thought that was interesting for her because her comment was it's not a good idea to lie, so no, lying isn't good. Was this consistent with the no? Yeah, it is. And she's leaned forward and her hands went from inside to outside, but comfortable outside. Now they're back in again.
You don't want to give someone like false hope.
Well, in terms of what I do, it's not really necessarily lying, but more so holding back the truth.
If you were sitting beside another student writing an exam, and that student was cheating, would you tell the professor and the teacher?
Probably not. I don't like to get myself involved into other people's business type of thing, so.
I doubt I would go out of my way to rat them out, but.
Okay. And what course are you in?
Paramedics.
And if that person was to pass because they were cheating, could somebody's life technically or theoretically be at risk? Okay. Use the strong term rat.
Yeah.
You're in a paramedic program.
Yeah.
Is it possible that somebody who cheated on an exam as a result of passing by cheating could ultimately be responsible for somebody's life?
It's true, yeah.
I'm going to show you a video clip. It's going to take me a second to set it up. I'm going to ask you to watch it, and I'd like your thoughts on it. Can you see it from your perspective? Okay, there's a male in front of a female at a counter.
That's ridiculous.
As a result of that, that lady has brain damage, and she made $8 an hour. What, in your opinion, should happen to that man?
I should be prosecuted for what he did. I mean, he just ruined someone's life over who knows what.
Thank you very much. That's the end of our interview.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. You're wonderful.
Thanks.
I think the experiment worked as planned. We had 5 volunteers from a similar demographic, equally nervous, but they presented differently. I think everybody was waiting. There was trepidation on their part. Some of them were locked up physically. Some of them were set and ready. It was really interesting because they weren't knowledgeable on what to expect. And that was purposeful. They were meant to be a little bit uncomfortable, not frightened, but uncomfortable, because I felt that that was going to show more of the emotions and the physicality of the presentation of the information. You will see that somebody will do, certain things at certain times. And they haven't been doing it prior to a difficult question. And it's really interesting to watch. And you can get really good at it. From my self-defense background, I watch somebody move a certain way and I pick up on that's a threat very quickly. And somebody else may be oblivious to it. And I unfortunately think it's something that you can start off very strong and you can lose if you don't exercise that part of your brain. But I think you can get very good at it and you start applying it. Start watching people under stress or duress. Watch people what they do before they get on the airplane. Watch the employee before he comes in for the big interview. You'll see him go in the bathroom many times. The touching, this type of thing. The preening of the clothing, right? The wiping of the sweat from the palms because he knows he's going to have to do a handshake, right? So I think these things are fascinating. We watched one of the ladies in there and she was doing a clothing correction. So all these things are important things because I want to make that person that I'm interviewing as comfortable as possible, potentially, or I want to keep them on the hot seat a little bit. Depends on what the purpose of the interview is. And we interview people every day, whether it be in a formal setting, out in the public. If I'm good at this, I'm going to get more money for my foundation, or I'm going to lose money. I'm going to make the car sale, or I'm going to lose the car sale. I'm going to make that person coming into the clinic more comfortable, or they're going to be terrified. This was a joy for me to do. Getting 5 subjects to work at who I'm not familiar with was extremely a positive opportunity for me. The takeaway is enormous. I mean, whether you're in sales, whether you're a young lawyer going to law school, you're going to be eventually dealing in a courtroom situation, whether you're a young police officer, potentially a doctor about to give positive or negative information, because you're being read too. We all are. People that are gifted or have worked hard at what we're doing, I think, in essence, have learned another language.